trying to sell the Democratic Party as a brand. Third part of kind of the trends that I've been thinking about. Because this one's come up in my mind over and over again, that if you were to try to repair their brand, and what would you do? Now, it's interesting because I just saw a thing that Elizabeth Warren is attempting to, kind of repair her brand. Like, look, kids, I know about crypto. So, yeah, I bet you do. Bet you do, Liz. Now, one of the things that people who they're not used to hearing Elizabeth Warren criticized, what it was that she did was she was on the board that would fundamentally kind of like look out like corporate police. They would police like the bad corporation stuff. Well, no, it was a shakedown operation. They would shake down companies. They would say, looks like you might have committed a crime. If you just pay a bunch of these race hustler activist people a bunch of money, or you pay all these women a bunch of money because you might have discriminated against them, and boy, think of what it's going to take for you to fight, the Obama DOJ, with all the money that could possibly, and all the methods that could possibly be used against you. And now everybody's seeing how that works. They're seeing like what happens if the government opens up all the Bombay doors on your life, and that they'll do it forever. That it'll become the dedication of an entire political party to ruin the life of one person because they're just too good at what they do and too legitimately popular. So to repair their party's image from being these people who are sort of rich, privileged, sort of generationally powerful through government often, and influencing the government, and all sort of everything that they accuse people that they don't like of being. That how do they repair a brand where it's like they look like the worst competitor to them? And when you actually go, like quality by quality, you're like, oh no, this actually is this Charmin feels like sandpaper. This is terrible. What happened to Charmin? And so the Democrats are now. They're knockoff Charmin. And you wouldn't wipe your ass with them. And so it's ass paper. It's the ass party, and and they become ass paper that you wouldn't use on your own ass. You'd put it in like, companies put it in their washrooms, because they have a bit of contempt for their employees, It's the kind of stuff that bros buy, with Natty Light, to save a few bucks. Live on ramen, Natty Light, and they have this to wipe their ass with, the Democratic Party. Oh boy, that's a clippable, I think. So the thing now that I was thinking, like, okay, if you were to repair the brand, and it was to try to be like, how do we not come across as sort of so one of the big deals that I can't stress enough is how you all treated Tulsi Gabbard. Like how quickly, the way you all turned on Julian Assange and Tulsi Gabbard, that it instantaneously became, how could you expose black president, and with Tulsi Gabbard, how could you not go along with all of these people who really generally are not really wanted by the youth vote of the party, and you turned on her in ways that were so brutal. I mean, and now I got to tell you, as a nationalist, I want to watch you Democrats fail. This was like cake. This was delicious, yummy ice cream cake. This was like if you found the place that Dairy Queen based their ice cream cakes on, like that. And he goes, oh yes, they stole my recipe, but my recipe is much better because I make everything from scratch. Hey, from the land of ice cream or something like that. That's what now I'm like, that's what's up. Like, I got to watch this, and this has happened over and over. I really don't get, like, I try to tell, like, liberals this and Democrats this on this channel. I try to be super fair in this regard. Like, when you guys mess up, I love laughing. I love, like, just the open, it's not behind the sleeve giggling, it's the open belly laugh, and that's what I prefer. And you guys hand it to me all the time now. I'm just sitting there like, they can't really be what they're, oh my gosh, really? Like, and I'm just blah ha 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 ah, it just and you guys don't get, like, even when I'm like trying to kind of warn people, like, yeah, the taxation structure of California, you guys are going to ruin your incentives for people to do contract work there. That you now people won't want to go there. That's they're like, oh yeah, you could go to California and there's plenty of contract work in this field and that field, and people would be excited about doing it because they're like, yeah, and the rate of taxation is this, it's real easy to deal with the taxes. But no, California's undoing that ease. So they're disincentivizing people who would be these highly skilled people. And there's some weird time span that the taxation rate changes. So and then you get people who they don't want to be there for a period of time. So they don't want to settle down. It's not to their advantage to settle down there. These are disastrous ways of, like, and so that's why there's the accusation that no, they're trying to do this. This is obvious that they're trying to do this. They want it like this. They prefer ruining it. Now, I don't want to believe that because it makes it, I get to laugh harder if I think you're actually being genuine. I actually get, it's more humorous if I go along with the willing suspension of disbelief and think, no, Democrats are doing this completely because they think these are really highly rational, really great ideas. They really believe it. They've done math. They've scienced super hard on this. They have experts. There's Jewish people telling them, because those people know. They always know better. You should always listen to them about charity and public policy and what countries to give $60 billion to.
Wait to cross Pearl Creek at 8,000.
Always. See, that's why all these silly MAGAs, they're not listening to the little Jewish guy who runs Ukraine. They don't understand. He's the smartest. He's one of the smartest, most talented leaders who's ever existed. He could play the piano with his penis. He has taught everyone his mega intelligentsia.
The walk sign is on.
It's intensely high levels of intelligentsia. So, the world should dance to his tune. Played with his penis. Should wave his penis around at the world, and we should hand him money. So, see, this is, you all really aren't getting that when we get to mock anything you guys like, it lands every time, every single time. It's really bad. Like, that there's not, you guys have nothing. I mean, we know Anna Kasparian had somebody try to do the struggle session with her. We know that, like, people like Hassan or people like the bread tubers, these are people who they have to hide indoors more and more and more because they really don't know how insane people in the streets might be or not. That rural college towns are now having to deal with the insano or the emigre. And it's this thing of like, no, it's over. You guys can't sell that. And no matter, and then it gets worse of, there's never a point at which it's like, yeah, we're going to really change our tune. We're really going to do what this very large number of extremely angry black people say. Because before, Jews and blacks, they were just telling you, the Jews were like, yeah, you should go along with the black people. And the black people were like, I'm so angry, give me money. And you gave them money. Now, who knows what happened to that money? I mean, really, nobody's investigating it. How you're going to sell that one, I don't care. Oh, shit. Of course, genius. Saving white America. Saving white America, of course. Oh gosh, the ironies. The ironies is build up. It builds and builds until it's like a dynamo, ready to arc light. As I spiral into Joker-like crazy laugh. So, if I were to try to, repair the Democratic Party and at least get some kind of thing like, okay, we got to admit we've been very wrong about a lot of ideas. There's all these things that are really extremely beneficial to small businesses, like not taxing them shit for about 10 years if they're of this size or smaller. If it's something where it's like a part of an international conglomerate, then it really is more of even, there can be made a simple deal with companies of that size. But also because there's small firms that people don't want to work in their small firm forever once it works. Once the company works, people are really good with business. They want to do another one, but they're stuck, anchored to the first one. If they could sell that off or make money off it passively through stocks and stuff like that, they're set. And they're set very likely with generational wealth. And that's how it really works. When somebody sells off their patent to Dow or 3M or something, they're set, I bet there's a whole bunch of you on this channel. You're like, God damn, I wish that 3M would pay me some money for an idea. Could you imagine? Snap-on wants to pay me for this idea I had that I posted about a tool, and they said they would pay me this much. Yeah, yes, you say yes, because at some point you're probably going to get another good idea, and now you've seen that you can do it and how it works, and it starts to kind of work that way, at least from what I've heard. Okay, this is not good, because I didn't hear these guys pulled out of town. So this is the Feynman Group, and they were one of our software firms. I bet they moved to another building. I want to believe they moved to another building, because that will make me feel better. I could look it up, and I probably will. But you see, for a while this is giggling behind my sleeve. For a while this is saying, hey folks, look at how crazy it is out here. But eventually it becomes, no, really, we're starting to lose key businesses in the area. And then it's not funny anymore. And that's, yeah. And so that's it. I'm really now at this stage that I'm like, no, the West Coast is going to foresee problems it's going to build up with the lack of talent that you're incentivizing to be here, do good work, and and care about their society. The other part is this, is that the death of military culture, in a sense. Okay, Americans, though, are warrior people in many cases. So, and MMA is bigger than ever. Martial arts is bigger than when I was younger. I can't stress enough the line, when the way does not prevail under heaven, war horses breed in the suburbs. I said this a long time ago on this channel, a long time ago, that I didn't like a feeling I was getting from certain elements of young society. And now these people are totally full-grown adults. And something doesn't feel right. And I just want to point that out, that and not the idea of like, oh, the leftists are going to, no. There's something, it's too quiet on the young right side. There we go. It's too quiet on the young right side. That it doesn't make sense that with how actively and loud and proud the young political left is. In some way, you would think you would see Pepe, you would see the Groypers, you would see, no, but it's too quiet. But the surveys, now they the Democrats have realized that their surveys have been shit, and so now that they're doing more surveying better, now people are seeing these numbers that are starting to freak them out. They're starting to see the boycotts work over and over and over, and they're not selling how to deal with boycotts well. That when people boycott them, they get really nasty with them, and they Tulsi Gabbard them. They pull, they they throw her off of Maui. They're like, afuera, off the island of, you're voted off the island. So I'm and there's there doesn't seem to really be something culturally that's causing them to regulate this behavior, that they just keep engaging in it with the Democratic Party. So I don't know how they're going to repair their brand. I think their brand is going to just kind of keep getting worse. They're going to have more and more and more trouble selling it, and especially to males. And that they have no way of responding to white men in a way that shows like a healthy kind of feeling toward them. That one really actually gets to me too. That now there's like this really weird, like if you catch it every once in a while with like people talking about what the school teachers are saying about this, that, or the other, and that you sit there and you're like, some of these school teachers, these are white women being like, oh, these white boys, blah, 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 and all this stuff, and you're, and you're kind of like, okay, this is some demented shit, like, that you're singling them out in this way, like, this is kind of demented, like, you're not supposed to single kids out like that, like, it's school, why are you doing this to them, come on now, and so so I don't see how this trend is going to change, because I don't think there's legitimately something happening on the left of center culturally that is regulating how kind of uncool and unlikable that they insist on being, and it's really insisting. That it's like nobody has a problem with them, and all of a sudden it's like they're making somebody's life hard. You shouldn't be able to drive a Ford F-150. What? I have. There's all this science that says that what you're doing is bad. And because the Christians started to get this by the 2000s, they started to get, there's no way, we have to attract people to the lifestyle. There's no way that you're going to just tell people they're bad and that's going to do it. No, you need to attract them to the lifestyle and to the community. That's it. I mean, it doesn't work another way. And, know that we are Christians through our love, and that, that's just it. I mean, there's not really another way around this. And so they firmly have changed, like, the entire way of approaching things. They've approached things on YouTube now from this extremely scholarly point of view, and especially debunking a lot of concepts of modernism, or at least positing this is our argument against the modern view of the human creature, or the modern view of law, or the modern view of political authority, or so yeah, they've changed their brand. Christianity has made their brand something that it incentivizes you to know more about it, and to live more like them, and to think more like them, because you actually see the benefits. You experience the benefits, So, yeah, there we go. And with that, I'm out. Peace.